All right, all right. Hello and good day. My name is Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org. In this Google Business Profile, Google Maps SEO video, what I want to go over is a much better in-depth Google mistakes that SEOs have been making inside of their maps listings that could be hindering your performance inside of your Google business profiles. So I made a very short video. I think it was a minute 20 seconds. I went through 10 mistakes that you're probably making holding back your performance. I had a client say, "Hey, can you go through this more in depth? I saw your list. Can you explain?" He pointed out a few, but here's what we're going to do. We'll explain that right now. I don't want to waste any time. We'll get directly into it. So, you like that red background, don't you? Now that's cardboard, red crinkled cardboard. Hey, it looked good when I first got it. Okay, bear with me here. I don't know if red's the color of choice here. We're gonna switch this up. It looked good. It did. I promise. All right, but now not so much. In any case, we're gonna go ahead and get into this. So here, should I swap it? Now let's leave it. We've made it this far, right? In any case, this is a live stream. We'll probably chop this up later. Also, too, moving on with Grey Hat SEO, I thought it would be fun to have a series. I won't show dollar amounts. I never want to perceive dollar amounts for the reason to follow a path. It's more of a journey for myself to show my son. And then maybe you can follow along and learn. I think it'd be cool, right? Something to document for myself, the journey. Of course, it'll help for marketing. And then something to show. So I'm going to start doing that. I think that'll be super fun. On top of that, we're going to get into these tips here. I don't want to waste too much time. Now, I've been busy. We're about to have a launch. Apologize. Plus, I've been testing. We got some things going on. I've been pretty consistent with the content, but let's not waste any more time. Enough jabberjaw, Chris. What about these tips? In any case, so the format and how it was laid out previously was these are mistakes that I see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these same mistakes, but this time, how about an explanation? How about you show me what the heck you're talking about, Chris? So that's what we're going to do. So the very first thing, and these are in no particular order, the order is how they came to me, right? That's the order. So when we start off, what we're going to do here is we're going to start with number one here. This is dilution of service. Now, I've talked about this in the past, and this is exactly what we're going to talk about, or this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and show you an example. Now, I'm not picking on anybody. I probably don't even know who these businesses are, but there's one on the top of my head that I just talked to. And we already talked, so I know I can show this. So I know a guy. He does auto body work. He's all on the up and up. I can show him because he does everything by the book, right? So with that being said, he does auto body. Okay. And I think he's in Rapid City, SC, I think. In any case, here. Some of the things that I was going over with him, and I can't find him. I forget his name, to be honest with you. It doesn't, I just need an example. All right. So I don't know who this is. We're just showing you an example here. So the very first thing is this dilution of service. And I see this all the time. And I try to explain to business owners, when you get those recommendations, right? When you're inside your Google business profile, here, I'll show you this one. When you're inside of here, right? And we'll just pop one of these up here. When you're inside your business profile, and you know how you'll get recommendations here, I'll show you this one. You'll come inside of here, performance, profile, Q&A, updates, reviews, photos. Here, let me just see here. Let me just see how this is looking. Oh, okay. I don't like that. Okay. It looks like we're still working on this. Sometimes I dislike when I'll show stuff if we're about to work on something, because it's not quite done. And they're like, "Hey, yeah, but I saw this in a profile, Chris. How come you're doing this?" I'm like, no. We just started helping this person, or maybe we looked at something and we didn't even get to it yet. So, bear with me a little bit here. So this guy's doing, it looks like he's doing mattresses. So I don't know if this is necessarily the greatest example, but in any case, you know how you'll get optimization requests when you're doing your service types, right? So we'll say that, let's pick on this business. I don't know who it is, but you know how you'll get those recommendations. So you come inside of here, and this might be a bad job, but let's say it's dent removal in Rapid City, okay? I don't know why Rapid City is in my mind, but it is. In any case, here, because I need to be able to show service types. So you see how there's all these services, right? But you see how this top one is outlined in a gray. The reason why it's outlined in gray is because this is your primary category. This is your primary service. And I'm not saying you can't have other service types inside of here. Of course you can. But the difference between being optimized and being diluted is a simple thing. Remember, Google doesn't know what you do or where you do it until you tell them. How do we tell them, Chris? How you tell them is you're connected to a website. There's a reciprocal link. You're probably linking back, right? So this is what is called a reciprocal link. When this is done, not only will you get secondary features inside of Google search, or there's a name for it, it doesn't matter, but you see how they're pulling out these reviews. Sometimes it'll say the site mentions. This is us as SEOs understanding that the page that's connected, they're reading the page that's connected. They're also reading reviews and thoughts from around the web. But on top of that, what I want to point out to you is, what sections are they reading? Well, they primarily read H tags, and they primarily read A tags, which is hyperlinks. So back to the point here. You have a primary service. All the others are considered custom, so I'm diluting my profile. Why did you dilute your profile? Because Google said that, hey, this is recommended. Just because they made a recommendation, that's a recommendation on their behalf, not yours. They recommend you put that in there, so you dilute your profile, and then your rankings are fluctuating up and down, and then you're like, gee, what should I do? You make another change, your rankings fluctuate. You make another change, your rankings fluctuate. Instead of being optimized by putting primary category in here, any other service that's listed, when you go over to the website in primary optimization zones, A tags and H tags, you are listing out the secondary services. If it is not listed on your website, you're diluting your profile. If you don't have a website, then what are you connecting? Did you connect something? You had to have connected something, right? Facebook profile, a group profile. What did you connect? Have you been clear and transparent with your customers, yourself, and with Google on what you do and where you do it? You're not going to get a bonus by packing in keywords. You with me? All right. So if it's something that you do and you feel as though there's opportunity for you and for your services, add it. Most notably into prime optimization zones, H tags and A tags. All right. Drop downs are great. Make sure it's evident on the page. You'll find so much more success this way. So number one on my list, and again, they're not in any type of order, is service dilution. I see this all the time. Steer clear. Let's move on to number two, ineffective branding. Now, not that this is a huge thing, but let me point something out to you. Come on over here. So let's go down this list. Okay. And then on the phone, on a Android device or an iOS device or whatever device, a tablet, it's even more evident. Now you'll say, but Google kind of, you can push which image, right? But they kind of fluctuate these, right? Not all the time, but sometimes. I understand. So what I'm getting at is, why not have a very nice, clear, bright, but different variety of images for Google to choose from? When you look on the left-hand side here, you can see these images over here, right? When you're taking a look here, let's scroll down the list, and without reading names and without looking at reviews, which ones start to pop out? I see one that pops out to me, right? It's that red one. It grabs the eye, and it's up at the top. And on top of it, I mean, the reviews, we have a 5-star. They don't have the most, but it pops out. It at least catches the eye quickly. Now, remember, just like intent, how people perceive things is different. We're still marketing. We're still in business. So any little extra thing that you can do to stand out or catch an eye or catch a click or catch a call, we want to do that. So if something as easy as this could generate you one more lead, one more call, is it worth it? Of course. On top of that, Google's using something called OCR. Let's put some extra on top. Let's throw some sauce on this baby, on these ribs. They use something called OCR. All right. What OCR is long story short, is they read words, but they also identify what the image is. So if we can clearly define what we are doing, where we are doing it, right? And on top of that, use words and be colorful or at least stand out from the others, you'll be light years ahead of your competition. All right. This is something small, but something so big. Also, just as point of reference, okay? Do yourself a favor, another favor, right? We got all kinds of favors coming. What I would do is go and look up some of your primary key terms. And if you don't believe in adding text to images, go to image search, start searching for some of your primary key terms. I guarantee you some of the top ranking terms, right, depending on what you do, the top ranking images are ones that have text on them. I guarantee it. In any case, let's move forward. Not in every niche, not in every market, most of the time, all right? And not every image. Sometimes I talk to people and they're so particular, but you get the point here. Let's move forward. So the next is number 3, overextending service area. Oh, I love this. Now, we can use another example here, but we're inside of this one already. And again, I don't know who this is. Nothing against this guy. It's just, I had dents on my mind. Okay. I don't know why. But in any case, let's come inside of here. So we have service. We're going to come inside. I just want to take a look at their service area. So this guy's doing it right. So you might go far and wide. You might service a 50-mile radius. You might. However, that doesn't mean that Google is going to reward you with a 50-mile radius. Case in point, let's take a look here. So let's take this gent here. I have no idea who these people are, but they're going to Box Elder, Ellsworth, Pyramont, okay, Ajax, Hermosa. Let's go to Capitola. Let's go to Hermosa. All right, Custer. Now I don't know if these little towns are around here. See, I like when they're Buck Mountain. I think I saw that. So here's South Dakota. Like, come on. What's the chances? What I'm getting at here is you may service a very wide net, okay? Now, it used to be you would want to pack in, I believe it was 20 different zip codes. The problem there is each one of these areas, like say it's High Sega, it's over here, I'm taking a look at it, or a Piedmont or Bethlehem. Each one of these towns or cities is actually made up of multiple zip codes. So the zip code tactic is highly effective if you're only targeting one location. Then you put all the zip codes of that one location, that one city, that one area, right? But when you're taking up a much broader piece of the pie, right? The county, we'll say, you want to put in cities and towns, most notably cities or anything that's bold on the map. Why? Because when I put in that particular city, it's encompassing all of those other zip codes. Now, with that being said, back to the point, what I'm getting at here is don't be greedy. You know that these Google Business Profile listings, the proximity has been stripped from us. Now, there is some very odd cases, and I'm sure you've seen it even on the web being broadcasted in some remote area of the United States or other countries, in some obscure niche where there's only 3 competitors. But when you're in places that have 20 competitors in a 5-mile radius, the chances of you ranking 50 miles for primary terms, highly unlikely. Don't be greedy. Be the best you can in the area that you can actually rank. Let's move on. So here's another one. Number 4, okay? I see this a lot. Let me point this out to you. Number 4, which is a relevant posting. Now you probably say, hey, Chris, posting doesn't help with ranking. Posting is not a ranking signal. Okay, ditto. But do you remember when we used to have full access to the back end? Remember the old Google Business Profile? Like, do you remember the old, here, I'll show you something. Old Google Business, Google My business analytic dashboard. I don't know if you remember this, okay? Back many moons ago, right? It wasn't that long ago, to be quite honest with you. We used to have a Google My Business dashboard, right? And it used to look, I don't see it here. It wasn't this one here. Well, before this kind, right? We used to have the old one. Now, I'm not seeing any examples of it currently as I stand here, but it used to have a map just like this, right? Like a little pie chart. In any case, it used to tell you the interaction and clicks that you would get from your posts and your images. It would go in depth on certain pieces. Now, you can still achieve this with Google Analytics, something similar. But what I'm getting at is, yes, it didn't necessarily directly help with rankings. But what it does do is it does two different things. Three, to be quite honest with you. There's three things that it can help you do. And it's free, cheap, and easy to do. So why wouldn't we do it? Now, what the three things that it can help you with is when you used to be able to look at it, it used to be able to say, hey, you did these posts that had this many interactions and this many calls. So potential for free calls. That alone is enough. But here's what else the posting does. Okay. Inside of these businesses here, we'll go look at an example because again, we're going in depth of why these pieces matter. Okay. There's things that are called features or functionalities. I'll call them enhancements. All right. But when you're looking up businesses, let's say that you are a personal injury lawyer. Okay. So let's say you are or better yet, car accident lawyer. Okay. Let's say you're a car accident lawyer. Now, and I'm on desktop, mind you. Now, features and functionalities and enhancements change depending upon a device, depending upon the intent, right? Your intent, your device, how you're searching, and activity of searches during the time of day that you're searching, right? Features and functionalities change. However, I'm going to point out one to you, but there's a lot of other secondary factors, features, and enhancements that you receive when you're on a posting schedule. One of them, other than the free phone calls, is this. When you look at a business, let's say that this is your business. Now, down below on your business profile, when you scroll down here, right? Oh, my mistake. Hold on. On your profile, right? Stick with me. Bear with me. All right. Somebody's pulling up your business. They're looking at you. They're on their desktop at home. They're about to seal a deal. They're looking through and then they see this, right? Now, these little pop outs or this enhancement or these features or these pictures aren't really juicy and aren't very helpful this time. But do you see these? You want to know why they show up? Because these are other businesses that are relevant in an area and for the terms within their profiles. Chris, how did they get there? How are they there? How are they getting this enhancement inside of my profile? One of the ways is because they're doing posting on a consistent basis. And that's what we found. So there's the second reason why you want to be doing posting. Now, here's the third reason, okay? Other than the calls, other than getting enhancements, that's only one that we can visually see. We don't know what other else things are going on. I'm not Google. I only know what I could see, right? Or what I've tested. But here, let me show you something. So let's just say you are creating, what we do for our clients is we create 2 posts a day, all right? So let's just say you have a website. So on your website, you have probably a primary service, right? Your primary service does what? You have, let's just say 3 locations, all right? Now, here's what you do and here's what we do. So 2 times per day, and this is all coming together, but stick with me here, okay? You have your homepage or you have a post and you're doing 2 posts per day. So that means in the morning, you're going to hit this page and at night, you're going to hit this page. 2 a day, every day. But on your website, this is one service. These are service location pages, right? So in my Google Business profile, I'm doing 2 updates per day. So all I'm doing is I'm cycling through my service and service location pages. You with me? So that means I'm allowed 2 posts a day. I'm hitting every service and service location page, depending on how many you're targeting, probably by the end of a month or within 45 days. I have sent a Google Business Profile update link to that page. Are you with me? Great. So what does that mean? When I build a link, right, what's Google do? Google crawls a link. When Google crawls a link, Google rewards freshness. What else do? They crawl the site that it's linked to, right? So, and Google rewards freshness. So that means I'm consistently getting a crawl within my profile and on the site that I'm linked to. I'm always top of mind to Google. I care about my profile. Google cares about me. So I'm staying top of mind. I can get extra enhancements and I can get free phone calls. Why aren't we doing it? Let's move forward. So number 5. Here's the next one. Boink. Number 5 or 6. Number 6. So profile optimization. So this is onto that freshness piece, right? Google rewards not just authority, trust, and expertise. And that gets me to the overextending service area. Don't overextend your qualification or service types either, right? You cannot be the expert of more than 1 or 2 things. You just can't be. I see business profiles with 5, sometimes not 5, but 3 separate primaries, right? Like, come on. I'd rather be the expert and get maximum traffic for the big thing than only do, half-hearted work for 3 different things. That's besides the point of number 6, though. Number 6 is profile optimization. Regularly optimize your Google Business Profile with images, videos, and details. Let me point something out to you, all right? If, and I know you're not, right? I just know you're not. But if, let's just say, you're a rule bender. Now, I may or may not know a few of these kind of guys, right? And gals too, to be quite honest with you. But let's just say I've been around the block, right? So let's just take a look at this. Let me show you something. So Google Business Profile suspension, okay? Now, when a good old boy wants to get their profile back, right? Let me point this out to you. Come on over here. Come over here. I'll show you something. Let me make sure we're cooking. Is this thing working? Okay, you could see it. You could see it. Okay, good. Oh, get your questions in. Oh, and don't be looking at my sheet. Where is it? Dang it. Sorry. I like when stuff moves fast. I apologize. In any case, I'm showing you this for a reason. See, when Google says don't do something, there's a reason, right? So keep that in the back of your mind. How far you cannot do something until the rule is broken and you get a punishment, keep that in the back of your mind. But what are the things, because we're talking about optimization. Remember, I'm on this link right here. Profile optimization, but I'm pointing out specific parts, okay? And what I'm leading to, or what I want to share with you, and I would come inside of here and look at the suspension. Now, when you're trying to get your business back, right? Resolve profiles marked as duplicate, ownership conflicts, appeal conflicts. Okay, good. Check verification, prepare your evidence. Ha. Take a look at this. Now, there's other sections inside of this. You could go to support.google/business/answer, right? Take a look at what Google wants you to give them to showcase that you're a real business. Now, think about this. When you're updating and optimizing your profile, what kind of videos and images and information are you going to have already sitting there? And when you're updating your stuff, right? You know how you do page refreshes on your website every 90 days, right? You have to go back in, re-optimize, keyword gap analysis. You're doing keyword analysis. You're doing traffic analysis, right? You're retuning, you're refreshing, reviving, right? Google gives you a lift. Same thing here. But we don't just go in there willy-nilly. We don't just throw up all kinds of photos and videos and images and logos and junk. Nah. What do they want? Read through this. I was just pointing this out, but think about it. What do they want? They want pictures of the outside of the business, the inside of the business. They want pictures of you. They want pictures of your team, your truck, tools of the trade. They want to know what location you're at. What are surrounding businesses around you? How about some testimonials, right? Information from your customers. Feed all of that into your profile. This is the stuff that's going to qualify the business if you ever got into a jam. So why not just keep my business updated with all of the things that Google deems as authoritative assets within the profile? This is the stuff that would get it back. Why isn't it already sitting there? I would take care of this when we're optimizing and keeping it updated. Same thing with, think about Wikipedia. You want to go get a Wikipedia post, you read the verified posts, right? Things that are deemed authority to us, like a Forbes post and junk. Wikipedia's like, nah, that's not an authority source. What is Google looking for? To vet and to showcase who you are, what you do, and where you're at. Get the information in the verbiage and what they're looking for and feed it to them. That's my recommendation on that. Let's move forward. 7, utilization of products and features. Exactly. Google, they're giving us the tools. Each tool has a functionality, a feature, and an enhancement. All right. So let me point this out to you. See, if you're a product business, and I've gone over this numerous times in the past, okay? I was working with a company many years ago. I'm not tooting my own horn here, but I'm probably the first one on YouTube that I was like, hey, your products are your service. If you're a service business, your service is your product. You're a service business. You don't sell an item, you're service, right? Inside of your business profile, when you go inside of your profile, here, let's grab a location here. I'll point something out to you. So I know who this is, but I don't know who this is, if you know what I mean. But when we come inside of here, see how they have this? I think this is an underutilization, but they have so many different category types that they have featured and other. Now, see these two things? Now, this is what's called an enhancement. See how this says featured and this says other? I'm utilizing this. I don't know who this is. It's just an example, okay? Bear with me here. So when you come inside of here and you see featured and other, what I want to point out is this is an enhancement inside of Maps. It's or inside of your mobile devices and your tablets. It's a different type of enhancement. However, it's an enhancement. So what you want to do is you want to pick 4. Why? Because the enhancement comes with 4. Okay. So this could be primary service 1, primary service 2, primary service 3, primary service 4. Those are your categories. Then when you're actually inside of here, I'll point this out. See how they have featured? This is called a product category. And then you have your products. What's the product? Primary service plus location. But we don't just pack stuff in here. If it doesn't exist on the site and it's not easily accessed by a bot, a crawler, Google bot, then we shouldn't put it in here. You never get points for stuffing. You never get points for trying to deceive. You never get points for not being transparent. Anything that you think you shouldn't do, don't do it. But if you have a page, if you offer a service, or if you do it in a location, I want to get as much enhancement and take up as much proximity as possible. Google's genius. But they don't know what you don't tell them. You with me? So inside of this section, primary categories is service. The products themselves are service plus location. When you click on it, where does it go? It goes to the page that best depicts this. Are you with me? So this is one of the optimizations or enhancements that are underutilized. Another one for optimization, right? Because that's the part of the mistakes to avoid. Question answer. How many times do I have to come in here and I see questions and answers that have nothing to do? Hey, do you have a handicap spot? You know the questions that they ask you if you're a rater, right? Or you're the stars. You get the stars local guide, right? You can pre-ask all those questions so that way you're not wide open for a competition to come in there and try to like say, oh, they don't have a handicap spot when you clearly do, or they don't have a wheelchair ramp when you clearly do. And then all of a sudden you get a soft suspend and you're like, what happened? That's what happened, right? Just like you don't leave any API connections open. Like all that stuff that you have that's running in the background, those third-party apps, go and double check those API connections. Why? Because if you have, let's just say a checker where it's automatically changing it back, like you make a change and then it automatically changes it back. They have bots that are going there and making changes because they know that you have something running that's not allowing the changes. And then it's change back, change back, change back, change back, suspend, right? Same with this. You want to do the questions and answers before someone else jumps in front of you. So not only from a safety standpoint, we also want to feed Google information. So other than those questions and answers, we also want to answer, do you offer primary service? Well, yes, I do offer primary service. I offer primary service to neighborhood, 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 town, 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 county, 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 city, 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 in the state, state, state. You with me? Feed them the information, the same stuff that you're already linking to, the same stuff that you're creating posts about, the same stuff that you have in your reviews, the same stuff that you're pumping traffic for, the same stuff that's on your website. It's a circle. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay, I think I'll give you one more. Entity usage. Well, we'll talk about that anyway. Let's keep going. All right, I think we hammered that home. It was actually next. I made it a separate point, but we covered both. Co-citation creation. Okay. And this is actually what I got the question about that prompted this video. Okay. So there's a couple of things. I was on a tirade. I'm sweating. This amps me up. I've seen, to me, because I've spent so much time thinking about these things. Like, to me, it's so clear, right? Like, it's just clear. Do these things, optimize for who you are, what you do, and where you do it. Push traffic in the places that you want to rank for what you do and where you do it. Get reviews about the services that you provide, right? Contain primary keywords and location information. And give it enough time. Stay consistent. Don't chase any shiny object. Just stay on the up and up. Stay transparent. Stay within the guidelines. Generally, you'll be a winner. Unless there's 9 million other people doing it, right? If there's 50 competitors and they've all been there for 5 years and you're just starting a brand new business, yeah, it's probably going to take you a while to rank. In any case, co-citation. This is what prompted this video, okay? So let me explain this. And I'll take my time on this one because, again, this is when I talked to the gentleman, he's like, I went through those tips, but what the heck is this? So here, I want to point this out. First, I'll take you through this whole step, this whole process. This is a huge optimization that business owners are leaving on the table. So let's just take our friends here, okay? Now, again, let's just take these particular businesses, okay? Now, if we want to rank here, okay, let's go to one that, so let's just say, so first and foremost, I want to point this out, okay? Let's find somebody a little bit smaller that doesn't have 9 million locations, okay? Let's go to, I don't know, think of a service. How about a pressure washing? What's a good one? How about car accident lawyer in, I don't know, how about like Houston? No. How about Los Angeles? There we go. So we have a car accident lawyer in Los Angeles, let's just say, okay? And we may or may not know any of these people. I don't know. But what I'm getting at is this. If you come inside of here and you're seeing the winners, and I'm not saying look at only the top person. Remember, we're going to divulge into co-citation. What is it? What is the mistake that you're missing out on? Okay. So first and foremost, I want to lay out, by not going through the top 5 competitors and figuring out what is their most dominant and relevant citation and co-citation sources, you're doing yourself a disservice. One of the fastest ways to figure out is go through the top 5 people that are ranking in maps. Okay. Remember, Maps and the SERPs are two different products, two different teams, two different ranking algorithms. Okay. Not all businesses are ranking inside of Maps because they're the best or they've been around the longest. It's because they're sitting in the 3-pack and they're getting all the clicks. That can be influenced. Back to the point. When we come inside of here, let's just say it's this business right here. Okay. M and Y. So what you'll do for the top 5 is you're going to put M and Y, and this is a crude way of doing it. There's other ways, there's tools out there, but I'm just getting to the point. So first and foremost, we want to look up nothing. Wow. Really? I find that hard to believe. Is that true? Really? Okay. So this is what I was hoping to see. So as we can see here, we're starting to see these are structured directories and structured citation sources. Not only that, and there's multiple ways to search for this, right? You can search it with the exact business name plus address. You can take away the zip code. But what we're trying to do is remember that Google's sort order is based upon authority and relevance. So we want to figure out what are the most authoritative and most relevant directories and citations structured that are going to rank, right? For the top 5 competitors. This is step number 1. By not getting listed on these same sources, huge disservice. But what's co-citation, Chris? So I want to point this out. You know, when you go out there and you have, say, a press release, let's just say press release. So a press release, remember, you have your, 700 words. Inside of the article, you put your embed, right? Also inside that article, you have 3 outbound links. But at the bottom of all press releases, I don't know if you know this or not. Let's just say you come out here and it's a press release digital journal, just to showcase to you. At the bottom of every single press release, okay, press release, digital journal press release, car accident lawyer. I'm just looking for one to showcase to you. Okay, here's one here. Perfect. At the bottom of this, and I'm not saying this is the only place, but they have their embed, exactly what I said. There's 1, 2, okay, they didn't use all 3, but they used the embed, right? Just exactly what I said. Target the term, right? Primary key term plus brand, probably location information, term and brand is what you usually put inside the title. You got about 500 to 700 words with 3 outbound links. You get an embed, right? I probably wouldn't have used this one, but who knows? You get the association. Words on top of an image is genius. So they're taking full advantage of this. But then you get down to this part. See this? Name, address, phone number. Any place name, address, phone number shows up. This is what is called co-citation. This could be Twitter. This could be Pinterest. This could be all your social, your Web 2s, your PRs, any site that lists name, address, phone number with a link back to your asset, unstructured citation, aka co-citation. You with me? So this is what I mean in not having multiple reference points online, not having the same reference points that the winners have. If you want to be a winner, just like your links, just like your traffic, just like your on page, I need to look like a winner. Same with citation, co-citation. So this is what a co-citation is. It's any place that's going to list your business information. A structured citation or structured directory is going to be a place that is exactly what that site is designed for, to list your business. Make sure you gather up the authoritative. Make sure you're getting your structured. Make sure you're getting your unstructured. And let's move on. All right, if you have any questions for me, I'll answer them at the end. Moving forward, SEO relevance. Okay. This is important. All right. And I see business owners they'll either do 1 or 2 super right. Usually they'll get one thing right. They'll get the density of key terms, right, down pat. They'll oftentimes miss variations. They'll oftentimes miss geo-relevance, but they almost always miss entity association. People, places, things, locations, topics, ideas. This is an entity. Same with an LSI. LSI is words that often come up when I'm talking about something. Relevance is rank, right? So if you're optimizing your Google business profile, most notably questions, answers, right? Most notably descriptions of your business, take full advantage. I don't know what your terms are, so I'm not going to, like, everyone's are different. There's not specific words to use. People, places, things, phrases or ideas that often come up when thinking about or talking about a subject, and then location and topics, entity usage inside the description. Why, Chris? The reason why that the description is so important is because this description inside your business profile, whatever you use here, is oftentimes the exact same thing that you're going to broadcast across citations, unstructured citations, directory listings, your press releases. This is why. So if you're going to optimize and keep all of your assets fresh, make sure that you're putting emphasis. Like having 100 words here is a massive disservice. Like they might be being strong here in this particular area, but could they have taken up more space? If I start looking up key term variations or different terms or different words, or if I go farther outside this immediate area, this is a hot area, don't get me wrong. Are they doing as good as they could be? Hard to say. Don't miss this opportunity for yourself. Let's move on. 11, content freshness. Now, we've talked about this or reiterated this particular concept numerous times so far. Google is going to reward not only age, right? So true authority is built with time, right? Being an expert is being consistent over time. And building trust is being consistent over time, right? So time is a lot. But Google is also going to reward fresh content, right, from the authority source. So staying up to date, and we talked about that for the photos, the videos, the images, feed them what they want. We talked about that from a website standpoint. We talked about that from citations and PR. That's another piece. Oh, that is a mistake. I see that a lot too. You know, when you first think about this could be number 12 and a half or 11 and a half. Think about when you first start. You know, when you first started your business on Google Business Profile, your Google Maps, and what did you do? You went out there, you created your press release, you did your citations, your directories, right? You set up your Web 2s, you set up your aggregators, you built your pages. Everything was fresh and new. All your citations you probably sent to the indexer. You did the tiering. You did everything. You made sure it was indexed. You made sure you were listed everywhere. Everything was fresh. Over time, there's link decay, right? There's asset decay. Stuff falls out of the immediate SERPs, right? The search results. Not that it's not indexed anymore, but it's not in the immediate results. You're not top of mind to Google. I see this all the time. If you can keep your citations or your links fresh, monitoring this, like how many times have you gone into SEMrush, right? Or whatever tool you're using. And you know, inside the referring domain bar, right? Here, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. This right here. SEMrush referring domains, new and lost, right? It's orange and blue, right? So you come inside of here, and this right here. See this? And you'll look at this and you're like, yeah, I'm building my links. It's looking good. But then you start looking at these and yeah, a lot of them will be junk. But how many of these sources are you losing over time that is co-citation, directories? It's links that are just falling away, just decaying, you're just losing. And this is evident on every website I've seen. Keeping your links fresh, huge. Think about this. You know, when we first buy an expired domain, what's the first thing we do? I download the backlink profile and I run it through the indexer, right? First thing, what do I want to do? I want to get those links re-seen. Let's see how much value is still here. First thing, always, every time. We don't do this on our own sites. We'll build fresh. We'll build new. What about all the stuff that already exists that we could get re-seen? Get that done. Keep it top of mind. I see that a lot. That's a misstep. Content freshness number 12. Entities matter. We've already hammered that home. I feel like we've hit our time. Let's go over here and take a little peek. I'll answer any questions that you may or may not have. May or may not. That you may have. Let's see what you have going on here. I'd be happy to answer them for you. So let's pull them up. Say hello to you if you're here. I'd love to talk. If not, it's all good. So first and foremost, Clip Max. Hello there. Hello to you, Clip Max. Good to see you. Next is YJ Solo. Hi. Hi. Is that a salutation or a anyway. Ooh, I don't like that. Nick, I love you, brother. Ooh, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far. Oh man. There's only one. It's definitely not me. Moving forward though, J5, Chris. How long do it take? How long do it take? Jay, are you messing with me, man? How long does it take for Google to update the located in part of Google Business Profile? So located in. So this is a small little trick that we have found, and maybe you have found. See, we all know that there's two types, right? You have your service business, you have your verified Google Business Profile listing. See, for a while there, a small trick was you go to a business owner, right? And you could get located in, you could be inside of a business as long as it was in a relatively connected primary category. It was very easy to get another business without double verification as long as you created the other business inside of the old profile. Business is located in, you'd set up the profile, and then you transfer the profile out, right? And then it would say, hey, business is located inside of this business. Old trick, used to work great. But as far as that is concerned, it used to update within usually a month's time. I don't know if that's what you're doing, or I don't know if I just blew up your method there, but used to be effective. We've switched from that, but there you go. Can you get suspended for listing a service as a product? No. They have a guideline inside of, there's rules and regulations. They're called guidelines and policies for showcasing your business inside of Google. There's also a section, policies listing products in Google Business Profile. You can feel free to read over the guidelines and policies. Also, I want to point out to you, you can read that. There's nothing against it inside the rules or policies unless it's updated in the last day. Secondly, to that, if Google does not trust your product, or if they seem, or if their systems feel that it's deceptive in any way, they'll deny it. So that's that. Now, if you're being over excessive inside of there, which we've pushed the boundaries, they'll start denying them. So can you get, I guess the question really is, can I get my products banned, or can I get them denied? Definitely. Now, what about custom services? Can I put, you know how inside of services, can I put my products under service? Sure can. The problem with that, though, is there is a clear and defined rule against that. There's a difference. That is outlined as a rule. Also, those custom services that you'll write inside of there, we're not talking about products and product categories now. We're talking about the service section, right? Where they highlight it in gray, your primary category. If you put products inside of there, not only is there a rule to that, no, that's not how you do this. But also, if I stick that in there, it'll dilute and they'll stop showing me for my primary issues. So either way, we want to stay within the guidelines. Moving on. Oh man, Chris is back at it. Oh yeah. Moving on. So, how do outbound links affect my website's SEO? Should I link to directories and non competitor blogs in the same industry, suppliers, or local resources like building codes? What are best practices? So, in my opinion, best practice is what Google is already rewarding. So, each niche or what works here may not work over there. So, what I would take a look at is what are top competitors doing that you're seeing that are starting to rank quickly, right? Oftentimes what you're going to find is here's my best practice and here's what we do, because we always, for us, time is a very valuable asset, right? So we want to reach the finish line for the safest, fastest, cheapest that we possibly can. So in order to achieve that, inside of a business, like a local business website, oftentimes you're going to link to your Google business profile. You're going to link to the directional requests. You're going to link to your social profiles. There is no other authoritative sources online that can even compete with these assets, not to mention the relevance of them. Remember, I'm linking to my Google business. I'm linking to my maps listing. I'm linking to my social profiles. Not only are they authoritative, but they're also highly relevant to my brand. In fact, they're for my brand. So that's what we tend to do. So I guess that would be our best practice. I don't know what the web says. I just know what I can only give you from experience and what we do and what we've seen work. All right. I don't know what search engine land says or whatever. You know what I mean? I have no idea. I don't even read it. Also, you have two different PR services. Could you explain where each type would be used? I sure can. So, two different types, two different distributions. In fact, it's three. See, in the premium distribution, the distribution is hosted and distributed by two separate aggregators. Those distribution aggregators are EIN and Global Newswire. Inside of those, distributions, there's different prices. The reason for the prices is one, we have to write more for the premium. Two, it gets distributed on more authoritative, well-known assets. Okay, like Yahoo, AP News, MarketWatch, Benzinga, like all the names that you know, right? On the other hand, we have just as authoritative, but you may not have heard of the site, even though it's a news channel. It's an ABC or an NBC or a Fox or a Nebraska news channel, right? Not that they're not as authoritative or not that they don't index or not that they're bad, but they don't hold weight like Yahoo.com or Yahoo Finance. You with me? So that's where the price distinction comes in. Now, as far as when do we use them, because there is such a big price discrepancy, what we like to do is for top level primary service pages and our homepage, which is always going to get it, we like to link for primary service premium. Once every, you could go every 6 months, every 90 days. Then as far as the smaller packages, we do those to service location pages and the homepage. And that's how we utilize those. And then the objective is pretty much once a year, or once every 6 months, once every 90 days, whatever your budget is best, or whenever your links start to decay, whatever you want to call it, or purge, that's when you issue it out. But our goal, especially with the cheap one, is we want to get those links to every single page. For instance, here, let me show you something. So here, I'll point this out to you, Sue. So let's just say that you have your homepage, right? You have your homepage, okay? On your homepage, let's just say that you have a service, okay? And from your service, you have 1, 2, 3 different service types, okay? But most websites don't just do one service. They have another service and they have 1, 2, 3, okay? Now, our goal when we're creating our PR, okay? Because remember, inside of a PR, what do you get? You get a link to the homepage no matter what in the bottom, name, address, phone number, description, founder name, email, right? And that links to the homepage no matter what. But then inside the article, you get an embed. So we embed our map. If you don't have a map, then we do your YouTube channel. If you don't have that, then we do a video from Facebook, right? With that being said, you also get 3 links inside the article. 1, 2, 3. So where do you think those go? Well, they go here. 1, 2, 3. So now our objective, because remember, there's a difference between DA and PA if you're looking at MOZ. There's a difference between uh, DR and UR, so the overall authority and the pages authority, right? There's a difference between these metrics, or there's a difference between overall page power and overall site power. So yeah, they could be the same links, but I'm getting that power to the individual pages cheap, fast, and safe. And that's how we use them. Okay. Let's move on. Thank you for your question, huh? Now, I see strategies. I see some wild strategies out there. Like what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to take a $350, or now we're doing them for $3, right? I'm not going to take $300 and issue a press release, okay? And then take another $300 and point it to the press release. No flipping way. If I'm going to build and spend that kind of dough, I'm pointing it to the pages that I need a lift for, or internal linking pages. I would never stack them like that. Now, we might stack distributions, but that's just so we could get more links, right? So that's, yeah, I wouldn't get into all that. But in any case, let's move on. Hopefully that helped you out, Sue. Sorry, mate, spelling mistake. I know. I'm just busting your chops. I'm just kidding, man. Star, does a subdomain rank as well as a normal domain? I'm curious. Sometimes. Depends on the category. Depends on the category, the niche, who's there. I've seen sometimes yes, sometimes no. So it's wildly dependent upon what SERP you're in. I wouldn't. What I can say is you will almost always have a subdirectory do better than a subdomain. So that's that. Just change the address. The street map's updated by the located. It hasn't yet. The street map's updated. Yeah. Thank you for your answer, surely. Jean says, hey, can you list yourself as an individual person on Google for your own service? You sure can. So I want you to look at this. So how many times, I don't know if you're in the law space, but here's a trick, right? If you're in the law or if you're competing with law firms. So let's say you have a law firm. At that law firm, there's multiple attorneys, right? Partners. So if you have a law firm and there's partners, so on the partner, as the partners probably have an expertise, or they've gotten settlements, right? If they're personal injury, settlements for bicycle accidents, pedestrian, brain, truck, car, I don't know, right? Medical malpractice, who knows? They've won cases, but they have expertise. Also, that expertise has been outlined and showcased on their social, probably in their author bio or their Meet the Team page, right? They have their individual partner pages. They have their individual social profiles. They have their individual presence online. And on top of that, they have their individual personas, other entities that are associated to them in Google Maps. So you could put, let's just say Chris Palmer, what's it called? Not MD, but it's just slipping in my mind, like PHMD or whatever, personal PLHD. It's just slipping in my mind because I'm trying to hurry and get it out. But you get what I'm saying. It could be the name. It could be truck accident lawyer or Esquire, right? Truck accident Esquire the third at the same address inside of said law firm. This way I can list all of the partners for, and then on top of that, I can show up in individual SERPs. I could list myself as an attorney, as a law firm, personal injury, a car lawyer, right? I can hit multiple categories. I'm within the guidelines. So the answer is yes, but I've only done it for law firms. And real estate agents. So there you are. Oh, now here, real quick. So is this walking the line. Yes. Is it technically within the guidelines? Technically. Be mindful with this one. But can you basically, I guess if you were to rephrase this, could I get away with doing this? Why, yes, you can. Moving on. On your CTR website traffic, is it keyword only, or can we use service to send referred traffic? So direct website traffic from specific URLs. I will send. So if you have a term, right? Let's just say you have a press release, and your press release ranks really well, page 1, page 2 for truck accident lawyer Houston. And you say, hey, what I want you to do is I want you to search for truck accident lawyer Houston. And I want you to go to that Google SERP because I want to initiate a SERP. And then I want you to go to that particular press release. And on that press release, I don't want you to click any link except for Mayan. The answer is yes. Now, if you want me to spoof the refer, I might be able to, but I think that's the ineffective way of sending traffic. It's not what I would do. I would do it the first way. All right. So second question. Additionally, I see your max is only 1,000 hits. It's not the max. It's just like how much more. It's increments that we're listing. I could send you unlimited. If I have at this point 350 mobile routers, and each mobile router can rotate each minute, that's 250. What is there? 3,500 minutes in a day. So that's times 350. That's how many IPs I have. So whatever that number is how many hits unique hits that I could send. Are you with me? So let me think about this real fast. So technically speaking, yes, the increments that you can purchase in increments buy is up to 1,000, but there's a drop down, which means that you can buy multiples of 1,000. So how many? What did I say? 1,300? Okay, so there's 1,400. So technically speaking, I have 490,000 hits that I could technically sell anybody on any given day, but really we cut this in half because we don't rotate every minute because I don't want to burn out my hardware. So I have 245,000 uniques that I could send in a day. All right. So if you need anything from 1,000 to 200,000, because I probably pitch 45,000 already, I have that available. So we're not limited by bandwidth anymore. But yeah, I sell in increments. Yes. Like I'm not like it would just look crazy. Like, we have, I think I started a hundo, then 200, and then I do 500, 1,000, then what? 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20, like it would just be a list. So hopefully you understand. All right. So Thomas says, and thank you for your question, by the way. Is additionally updating on your profile effective? Update, offer, event, and how often should they be added? So updates twice a day. If you can, once a day is probably okay. I like to do the updates twice a day. We're launching out. We did a test run, a test case on 144 accounts. Out of the 144 accounts, I could successfully say that 100 of them hit map pack. So I think that's a phenomenal rate of return. And then when we looked at, in any case, with that being said, we're going to offer 2 times a day. So now when we talk about events and offers, make sure that they have a unique page. I tested this out. Events are special, and events you can tie into other types of things online. I would just make sure that you have unique each time. Are you sending it to a unique page? Are you uniquely listing this event online? Offers, you can rotate those out as far as pages are concerned. So it's up to you as far as rate, but it needs to be unique each time. So hopefully that helps you. What about what about the bot that I shared? Can we have the new link because the old one's not working? Uh so okay. If I play with a toy, right? It doesn't mean it's the only toy that I have, right? So oftentimes too, like I've had multiple different bots over the course of time. It's probably because we have our own, and I'm looking to either figure out a functionality. I want to see if they have something better than me. I want to know why, maybe not that one, but the one that I've shared recently. They sold 34,000 units in less than 6 months. I wanted to know why. I figured out why. One of the reasons is that they're updating it every other day in sync with Google. And they had every version under the sun. When I say version, I mean every device. So not only did they just update, Safari, but they updated all of them. Brave, Chrome, Chrome Mobile, Chrome for tab, like every device side, like it's updated constant. With that said, I don't know their link. I don't recommend them. I I don't even use it anymore. Right? Now with with that said, I don't know. I don't know, brother. Like I don't pitch. I only pitch me. So hopefully that helps you out. Tyler says, what are your thoughts on CTR manipulation? Uh, Tyler, no. Why? What? Why? um, I think that it's kind of like the LSI argument or the LSA term, discrepancy. It's not even LSA or LSI, right? It's really the entities that are after. Same with the CTR manipulations. It should just be traffic manipulation in general. Because oftentimes, if we're sending or we're trying to manipulate popularity or engagement within a Google Maps listing or a website, it's not just clicks that we're looking to manipulate, it's overall dwell time. How many pages? It should really be session manipulation, is what it should be called. So, my thoughts are it's not just the clicks, it's about the traffic and what happens inside of a session and the quality of a session. And that's what matters. So, that's some of my thoughts on it. On top of that, it's so far from just the clicks. But that's a hot term. I like it. So yeah, hopefully it helps you out. I remember, in 2019, my friend and I we had like a small friendly battle. My friend Craig Campbell and we had a battle. And there was literally zero traffic, zero. You could go back and look at the videos, zero. Him and I were fighting for the term CTR manipulation. And now, if you go look it up, there's thousands. It's crazy. I mean, when like everything that I just said before, but I just think it is a great term. That's all. But it's misutilized. In any way, Ramboos, man, I respect you and your content. You are the godfather of Google. I wish. I appreciate your kindness, sir, and I do learn. But I spend a lot of time thinking about it. It's a wild thing. But thank you very much. All right. Sue says, thank you for your helpful answers. Always great information. Can you geofence the area for news channels? So geofencing is a term that I first heard when we were doing mailers. Right now, I don't know how you're perceiving geofencing. Also, geofencing, the last time that I also heard this was when we were sectioning off an area per campaign to target for Google Maps ads, for advertising, for LSAs. So with that being said, can I regionalize or geofence a press release? Is that what you're asking? For these news channels? And the answer that I know of for the distributions that I have, no. Have I seen market specific distributions? I have, but they are so far outside. Like you get a small distribution, and on top of that, you're paying astronomical amounts. So for me, I'm always looking to maximize value for low cost. So it's not something that I look into because I'm after links for cheap that are safe. But if you go looking, I'm sure you will find. So hopefully that helps you. Thank you for your answer, Chris. It's my pleasure. And the last question here is, hey, can you list yourself as and drop PR for it? Yes. You can literally I could create a PR right now because I have a red background on today's video. Serious. You can create PR. It's all about how it's written. I could literally, Chris Palmer updates, video broadcasting software to a new red background, and then I could talk about the background of Chris Palmer, and then it's just a picture of the red background. You see, like, that's how it's spun. It's really about me and my background, but I'm literally saying, hey, look at my new red background. You with me? It's all about how it's spun. It's all about how you word it. It's all about the angle, so hopefully that helps you out. I mean, and then too, if we don't have a good reason, we just make it up. Serious. So like I've created awards, which is one of my favorite things to do because then we can use it in schema. I have a business owner right now that they must have done at least 20 new redesigns of their website. So maybe not 20, like 5 at least though. But you get the point here. M&M, CTR website traffic. Can we place orders for same day traffic? I see it's only monthly. For example, refer traffic from press that just went live. So the traffic is shown on the site from the PR. That's not what we're doing currently. Because there's setup involved, I could probably offer some type of expedited, but to me, it's, I try not to do anything that's nothing I can't guarantee, right? Even if you were to pay, can I guarantee that helper A, if you place an order on Friday at 6 p.m. and you need that traffic to start in the next 2 hours, can I guarantee it? No. But if you buy today, can I guarantee that we will successfully deliver your 1,000 clicks or your 5,000 or your 10,000 or whatever it is in the next 30 days? Yes, I can. So from a service standpoint, like I just want to make sure that I can deliver on the promise, whatever the promise is. So, what I'm trying to narrow in is, but we are going to start, I want to start giving away stuff. I work with a gentleman. He's relatively popular, I guess, but he's in an industry. He's in like a jewelry industry, and he gives away stuff. But what I found is I can give away service as marketing. So it's a way not only to get verified and vetted reviews, not only a way to make your, people that are learning with you happy, but it's also marketing and I can write it off. So I really, really like this. It's a way to market yourself. It's a way to get reviews. It's a way to make everyone happy. And it's beneficial all the way around. So I want to start marketing in this sense. I really, really like it. So that's what we're going to start doing. Nice. Right, Thomas? Right? Yeah, he actually put me onto it. He's been giving away, he's given away some very ridiculous things. I wish he'd give me something. Soon. But yeah. Anyway, do these techniques work with Bing places? I'll dabble with Bing. I don't want to say 100%. I've dealt with Bing. Bing changes very rapidly. Google builds on top of what already they have. Bing completely eradicates whatever was there and they'll redo it. Maybe not the look or the feel or the cosmetic, but the way things work has dramatically changed in the last 90 days. So that's that. All right. So in any case, my friend, that's it. So I know I didn't talk about it before, but if you have any future questions or if you need some help, please check out chrispalmer.org. Consultation if you need that one-on-one second set of eyes. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, it's just a menu. Very simple page. I'm a simple guy, right? So all the types of services, you're curious of what we do, how much and where, when, why, click on all service, okay? Here it is. That's everything. On top of that, maybe you want discounted time. Maybe you want to meet with me, but you don't want to pay the fee, right? I get it. Hey, nobody's more frugal than me. So I offer some other opportunities for you, and that is called SEOmastermind.org. So on SEO Mastermind, of course, we have a testing mastermind, but I also have group coaching. This is a monthly recurring service. I think right now, if you use here, I think I left it in place. I'll show you. If you put in Black Friday, it's some, I forget what the code is, but in any case, we even do deals like a yearly type thing. In any case, that's that testing group, coaching, discounted time, and or see what the tests are. You'll get access to all the trainings, all the tests, future training. On top of that, I don't know what you don't know. Soon we're going to have fully managed at grayhatseo.com. This is where we're looking to do fully managed. We're going to start with Maps, Google Business Profile. Did I type it in where? Gray Hat SEO. Look at this. $995. That would be fun. Soon enough, this will be up. Fully serviced, managed, everything top to bottom. And last, surely not least, if you need those mobile proxies, we have those available at proxypixie.com. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time. Many blessings to you. If you have more questions, put them in the section below, and I'll see you in the next one. You have a great rest of your day. I'll see you. Bye.